Welcome back, everyone, to the After the Scales podcast, episode 88, episode 2 of our Chili Bowl segment here. We got Zach WIGAL joining us. Zach, thank you for joining us right before a busy week, Chili Bowl coming up next weekend. So, thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys. Appreciate it.
So, Zach, you weren't running Tulsa Shootout this year, but you probably were watching at home. Any comments about all the craziness that went down? I know last night we saw 6 different winners, one person disqualified, some other things going on. Over 2,000 entries. Just any opinions on what the Tulsa Shootout was about this year?
Yeah, man, the track was pretty racy all week.
Hmm.
I know they had some problem with the holes at top. I don't know if that'll end up playing a factor at Chili Bowl. I've never seen it get that bad before, but I mean, overall, it looks pretty standard Tulsa. You can putt the bottom, you can rail the fence wherever you need to go.
Yeah, so we had Brandon Carr on for our last episode, and we were talking about Jacob's never been, and I made my first trip last year. Um, just as a driver, you walk into that building on Sunday for practice and for your prelim night. Any pre-race jitters? What's going through your mind? It's such a cool atmosphere.
Yeah, I won't lie to you guys. I very rarely get nervous or get the butterflies like before a race. But I don't know, something about that building. That is the only race on the planet that gets me nervous. I don't know what it is. Just the environment, how many people are watching. Something about it. It's just a different vibe in that building for sure.
So you told us your prelim night's Tuesday. Obviously, there's a lot of strategy that goes behind, picking your prelim night and really sets you up for the rest of the event. So, what's some preparation as a driver that it kind of goes behind the scenes? I don't know if you're any hands-on with the midgets at all or not, or just kind of going from the micro ranks and moving up to the midgets. Obviously, we talked to some other drivers about the differences, but I feel like a lot of seat time at Tulsa is a way better advantage going into the Chili Bowl.
Yeah, it's one of those deals. They only run once, twice a year, so every lap you can get in that building is insanely valuable. I mean, I've never been there with a link. I'm in a different chassis this time, so the numbers are a little different. But yeah, I'm definitely hands on with the midget stuff. I was never really with the micros. When I was running with Chad, drivers don't touch those cars. But I have a lot of experience with our D2 midget, and when I ran with Cornell, McDermott, and with Odell, very hands on with the car. But it's definitely going to be a learning curve, just figuring out the little differences with the length between the spikes. But yeah, I think we have a good baseline, and we know where to go from there. So I'm not too worried about that.
Yeah, so tell us about your ride this year for Chili Bowl and how that came about.
Yeah, that was actually a pretty last second deal. I didn't even know till fourth round that I was going to be in Tulsa. Um, Honestly, I didn't even know I was going to be in a race car at all this year. I got a call in February of last year that the sponsor was dipping. Just last second, pulled out. So the boat deal went away literally overnight. No, I don't think anybody really saw it coming. And by that time of year, silly season, it's over. All the rides are filled. So I was shit out of luck. So I had to grow up really fast in a very short amount of time. Had to go get a big boy job. Had to start applying to colleges. I thought the racing thing was just completely out of the window. I remember calling every car owner I have a connection with at all, just begging for rides, and they get the call and they wanted me to have his team, had wanted to have me on the team, and then their second question would always be, "How much money can you bring?" And every time I just say zero, and then the phone call ends real quick after that.
Yeah.
But I luckily I have a good relationship with Chase McDermott, and he got me an opportunity with Kurt Cornell to go run a few races here and there, just whenever I could, whenever they could. They're on a very short schedule, and I think I got noticed a little bit after that, and then I got an opportunity with Pat Odell after Zach Dom just left on and decided he didn't want to race midgets anymore. So he gave me an opportunity, and we hit it off pretty good. So he offered me chili bowl and the whole outdoor season for free. So you can't beat that. So I got very lucky, very blessed to have some very good people in my corner.
Yeah, that is a pretty cool deal. You mentioned about the Chabot deal, and that's you were running for. Just talk about your experience with that team. We just got done talking to Brandon Carr, and he's running for Keith Kunz. But I feel like Chabot's almost like the second coming of Keith Kunz. Bringing so many race cars. I mean, you've seen all the cars that he brought to the Tulsa Shootout, and he's going to bring a stout line up to Chili Bowl. Even though you're not going to be racing from again next year, just talk about that experience because I know. Chad's a pretty insightful guy.
Yeah, I had a great experience with CB Industries. I still talk to Chad every now and then. We had no beef between us at all. Still a good relationship. It wasn't either one of our faults that the relationship split up. But yeah, he's got some of the best cars in the building, best drivers behind him, and he'll have just as much success as Keith ever will.
Yeah. So before you came on, we were noticing your trophy case behind you. For those who maybe don't know your story growing up in Ohio, how'd you get into racing and what got you to where you are today?
Oh, I was born into it for sure. I went to my first race probably 2, 3 years old down it's called the Ohio Valley Speedway. You probably never heard of it. I grew up watching it. I'm from Fender country, big time. Kryptonite's 10 minutes away, Rockets an hour, Longhorns a couple hours. Yeah, no open wheel stuff going on around here. But yeah, I grew up in that world watching Carpenters, the Domes, guys like that, big time regional guys. Um, and I started in what's called a mini wedge, if you've ever heard of that. It's kind of like a flat car with a roll cage. Looks like if they made a late model into a go kart, that's about what they look like. Just ran in West Virginia, Eastern Ohio, just for fun. I was playing basketball, soccer, running track, normal kid stuff. Then I decided take it another step. We got into quarter midget racing, and we did the whole national tour with that. And from there, got into the D2 midget stuff and some micro stuff here and there with Chad whenever we could. And then we started traveling the country with Chad, running micros, Port City, US 24, Tulsa, all that good stuff, hitting the big shows. And then I got into the national stuff. Dave Nost and Columbus Auto Auction, they funded the whole thing, just about, and made a dream come true. And unfortunately, it didn't last as long as I was hoping for. But yeah, man, that pretty much sums up the last few years.
Being from Fender country, I mean, given the right opportunity, would you ever want to dabble in the late model stuff? Given there's a bunch of really good late model people kind of around where you are in Ohio.
Yeah, man. I mean, if I got an opportunity for it, I'd definitely take it. I'd drive anything with four wheels. I don't care. But yeah, man. I don't think I'd ever like pursue it, like really go after it. But if somebody wanted to offer me a ride, go run somewhere on a random Friday, Saturday night, sure, yeah, I'd definitely take it up.
All right, so getting back to the Chili Bowl thing, because part of my favorite part of being at Chili Bowl is just walking around, talking to people. It's one of the few places you can have a beer in the pits. It's pretty chill there. How do you like to spend your time there when you're not racing?
I go with a group of my friends from back home, or not really back home, guys I've met throughout the D2 circuit, like Michael Magic, Bryce Maskell, if you guys have ever heard of them. We have a good time, just typical Tulsa, you come and you watch the racing, you have a good time, and then you go out and you have a good time with your buddies at night, and wake up in the morning, do the same thing.
Yeah,
so it's just it's the best atmosphere there is.
Yeah.
And I did some research on you, Zach, since you were coming on, and I believe that you mentioned about applying to some colleges and that you're doing a flight school, being a pilot. So, are we going to be seeing you flying to these racetracks here in the future?
Shit, I'm gonna have to start making a lot more money if I want to own my own plane. But yeah, man, like I said, I just had to grow up really fast, a short amount of time. I don't know if the racing thing will ever work out professionally. I tried it and I was there. I got to experience what that life is like, and it's very up and down. It's not the most stable thing in the world,
Yeah.
but yeah, I see my route going more towards aviation, and then racing being kind of more on the side nowadays. Unfortunately, that's not what I ever wanted it to be, but that's what the realistic route is looking like right now.
Well, hey man, even if things end tomorrow for you, you've done a lot more than what a lot of people can say that they've done. So I'm sure you
Yeah.
consider yourself pretty lucky, and we've
Yep.
really enjoyed having you on. And we won't keep you too much longer, man. But we are doing this thing um, this week. We've got some Chili Bowl and Tulsa trivia. Jacob's got 5 questions for you. So fire away, Jacob.
All right, so yeah, we got some 5 questions plus a bonus one. Starts out easy here. So the first one: who won the Chili Bowl Nationals last year?
Kyle Larson.
All right. Why do they call the statue the Golden Driller?
I mean, he's like an oil guy, right? Drilling for oil.
Yep, oil capital of the world. Got it.
Yep.
So next question: what year was the first Chili Bowl Nationals?
Oh, it was like 80 something, right? Go 83, I think, something like that.
So Brandon Carr just guessed 83, and he was also incorrect. So it was 1987.
I knew it was 80 something. I didn't know what the number was.
Yeah. All right. The next one is which driver has the most Chili Bowl wins? And it's just Chili Bowl, doesn't mean
It's not as shootout doesn't count.
No.
shootout. Doesn't.
Um, does Kevin or Sammy have more? I think Kevin has one more, right?
Is that your final answer?
It's Kevin or Sammy. Oh, fuck, I know one has 4 and one has 3, right? There's 4 or 5. It's either I'm gonna go Kevin. It's one of the two.
And the correct answer is Sammy Swindell.
I knew it was one of them.
Sam has 5, Kevin has 4. You're pretty close.
Yeah.
All right. The fifth question is what is the nickname of the University of Tulsa that's 2 blocks from the Expo Center?
Nickname?
Yeah, like their mascot.
Oh, I know that.
Little plug.
Can't
Our
pop in my head.
basketball team is 13-1 right now.
I know. Their sports are pretty good. I can't think of it.
They are the Golden Hurricanes.
Golden Hurricanes. I was never gonna get that. I'm gonna be honest with you.
All right. The last bonus question here, and it's a song that's always on repeat throughout Chili Bowl and Tulsa Shootout Week, and that's Tulsa Time. So, which singer sang that song?
I don't living on Tulsa time. I don't know who sings it. I don't know the guy's name.
The correct answer is Don Williams. So,
No.
Never would have
It's
got
way
that.
before all of our time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, a little before me.
All right, man. We really appreciated having you on, getting to know you. Can't wait to see you on Sunday there for practice day. So go get them.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me.
yep. Thanks, Zach.
After the Scales is proudly presented by DJD Graphics. From commercial and personal vehicles to racing bikes and cars of all makes, models, and disciplines, DJD Graphics can fully customize your vehicle to suit your needs. For more information, contact Darren and visit his website at www.djdgraphics.com. Tell him Sean and Jacob sent you to receive special rates.
All right, we are back with Jacob Dykstra out of Port Colborne, Ontario, coming off a 2025 Crate Sprint Championship at Ohsweken, and he's gearing up for the Chili Bowl this year. Jacob, how's it going?
It's going pretty good. Preparation is just starting. We're starting a little late, but getting everything together, and yeah, we fly out on Wednesday.
Yeah, so you're flying out on Wednesday. You're doing a race at Port City?
That's the plan. We're going to do a little practice on Port City, hopefully, as long as the weather looks good, and then roll in.
So, Jacob, it's your second year now attending the Chili Bowl as a race car driver. Pretty cool that you were able to represent Canada last year and you get to do it again this year. So, talk about a little bit like last year as far as, what experience that you got as far as, getting used to that tight of a track. Obviously, you're more of a sprint car driver. So some of the midget relates to that a little bit, but just kind of slowing down that car, 4 cylinders, It's a little bit heavier and hard to adjust sometimes as far as from a racing standpoint, as looking at the onboard. So kind of walk us through that aspect.
It's definitely a pretty big change in a driver's standpoint, and also a mental game. It's a big mental game running midgets. They're a lot more agile, a lot lighter, and they're a lot more finicky when it comes to running on a cushion or running down on a berm like it gets like at the Chili Bowl. And we ran it a couple times last year, early in the year, and ended up destroying a car on my first weekend running it, and that kind of hurt us a little bit. And but no, just trying to get me comfortable in the car is a main thing. They're a lot tighter than our sprint cars, and I like to sit a certain way. And it takes a little bit for me to get there. And I like to think we're a pretty diverse driver. I can get into anything and feel comfortable right away, and I'm not afraid to use the gas pedal. And I think the Chili Bowl it kind of brings out those guys because you're so on edge, but you need to go right away and not wait for anybody.
Yeah, so we've been talking about this for a little while now, and I remember last year, didn't really have any expectations, didn't know what to expect. Won the H main, made it to the G. Um, now you're going into this year, same team, um, probably some higher expectations for yourself. What's your game plan going in? What are your expectations?
I'm hoping about four mains better than what we were last year. I want to make my prelim night. That's the main thing. I want to be in the show on Wednesday, and yeah, there's so many cars, and it's a lot of luck at the Chili Bowl, and you kind of have to keep your expectations low, just because you could have a good race and then go into your qualifier and get dumped, right? And then your whole week is junk. So, and that's kind of what happened last year. We finished third in our heat race, and we were leading our qualifier and got spun out. It's stuff happens, so you just gotta kind of be on your game all the time and expect anything to happen, and just try to keep cool heads and keep pushing forward.
Do you feel a little bit better with your prelim night being on a Wednesday? I know some guys are very strategic about what prelim they want to run, if they want to run the beginning or the end of the week, going into the final, Saturday full run of features and B mains and all the soup runs. So, Wednesday's middle of the road. Do you feel a little bit better about that?
I prefer to run on Monday, just because you were going to run your practice and then you're right back in the car and everything's kind of fresh. But it also helps with being able to watch the racetrack and see how it develops on each night. And you can kind of work your way from that and see how it was the other days. And with setups, it helps with that. And yeah, it's another race kind of. That's the way I think about it is yeah, there's going to be 400, 500 cars that are racing, but if you think like that, you're not going to be able to push forward. You need to have a cool head and just think it's another race and go out and do as best as you can.
All right, we'll circle back to the Chili Bowl, but I want to talk about your 2025 because you went back into the crate sprint at Ohsweken full time, won a bunch of races, won the Ohsweken Championship, and I tell people wherever I go, like the regular racing at Ohsweken on a Friday night is some of the best that I've ever seen in North America, and that includes the crate sprints. Like they were with yourself included, and Brett Stratford and Jesse Costa and some of the young kids like Lance Erskine and Keegan Baker got their first wins. Some of the best competition in sprint car racing is here north of the border. So talk about your year. Had some run-ins, had some controversies along the way, but you ended up getting it done, and it was exciting to watch.
Yeah, we had a good year coming back. We were really green. Not being at Ohsweken for 2 years, and letting other guys perfect their art of being at Ohsweken and us coming back there. We were kind of a little bit behind the ball, right? We were only I think it was a month before Ohsweken opened is when we actually decided that we were going to go and switch from running modifieds back into sprint cars, and yeah, we started with one car. It was rough sailing the first couple weeks there, and we were lucky to pick off a couple wins early and get the opening night win, and it kind of just helped us with momentum to keep going forward. But yeah, the the competition at Ohsweken, in the crate class especially, I would say is one of the best, just because they're so close with motor-wise and car-wise that it all comes down to the driver, realistically. And yeah, seeing Lance and Baker get their first wins were a pretty good thing to see, and especially holding off the best guys in the division, the top three in points. So that's pretty cool to see. And yeah, we had some controversies through the year, but that's just racing. Just gotta keep your head down, keep pushing forward, and go prove to them the next week that you're not a slouch and you're not gonna get pushed over from what they do, and they're gonna have to come chase you every week.
It seems like not too long ago I was tuned into Done Right TV, watching you win the championship, and here we are getting ready for the Chili Bowl and then eventually the 2026 season. So, what are some of your goals going into the new year? I know it takes a lot of resources and help to get through a full season of racing, so I'm sure you want to get back to running up front like you're normally up there competing for championships.
Yeah, like we got some pretty high expectations this year coming up. Chili Bowl, a little different, but yeah, we have some news that's going to be dropping in the next couple of weeks of what our plans are. We're still going to be running sprint cars, and we're going to run some wingless 410 stuff. We might do some USAC racing for Dick Mahoney, and I'm just trying to reach out as much as I can to with other divisions, trying to race everything I can. I love this sport, and I'm going to try everything I can just to keep pushing forward and excel in everything I drive.
Yeah, it was fun watching you. I wanted to bring up the wingless stuff because it was fun watching you like hop in the wheel of that at Brighton Speedway, especially your first time. Then you go out and win. Talk about that experience and how different that is from anything else that you've ever driven.
It was definitely interesting, especially after hot laps. I
And
wanted
you
to go
looped
home.
it twice in hot laps, didn't you?
Yeah, I spent out twice in hot laps, and I wanted to go home and pack up and with my tail behind in between my legs and never show my face. But now the team we adjusted a little bit, and I put my head down, and that was the coolest thing, just because it was with all of my friends and it was for fun, and there was no points, I didn't care if I won or if I finished last because I've never driven it before, and for us to go fourth to second in our heat race and then fourth to the lead, racing guys that race them all year long was pretty cool, and especially to be able to pull away, that was cool, and having all my friends and my crew guys and my photographer there, and being able to take some pretty cool pictures of us doing that, and everybody's smiling. It's cool to be able to take away the aspect of I want to win every week and just say, hey, we're gonna go do this for fun, and it was nice. It was a good change up, and we're gonna keep doing it. And we did 5 races last year, and we won all 5. And so we're gonna keep doing that here. I think we got about 8 races this year in that, and then we're gonna venture over and do some USAC stuff in the States, and see what we can do against the best and the best of the wingless 410 guys, and try our luck there.
That sounds like really cool plans, and I'm sure we're both looking forward to seeing Jacob do that. And well, Sean tells me off camera that coming up to Chili Bowl last year, you really enjoyed Cracker Barrel and Waffle House. So some of the restaurants you're looking forward to eating at while you're in Tulsa coming up here next week.
Andy's custard, that's like on the top. That's for sure. Last year when I went down and raced Port City last year with me and my crew chief Seth, he loves it, and I never really kind of got into it. And then we went back up and I had it, and I'm like, yeah, this is really good. So that's probably gonna be the first thing I'm getting off the flight, and I'm gonna go get myself some Andy's custard and have some Racing Canes, and yeah, some food that we don't have here that's really good down there, and we're gonna be going there. That's what I'm looking for.
All right, last one for me, and I just wanted to touch on you're back with Mount Stout Motorsports this year. You've got to know Jay pretty good. Tyler Edwards is once again going to be your teammate. Talk about your relationship with Jay and how you look to build on that at this year's Chili Bowl.
I'm extremely excited. I think me and Jay can click really well, and I think just he could throw anything he wants at it, and I'll be able to drive it. And I think that's just another thing that's good with a crew chief and team owner, to have a driver like that. We get along really well, and I think he understands my driving style. And yeah, I think with us doing this, maybe do it a couple more times, and we might be in contention to do really well. We just don't race that much together, so it's kind of hard to get used to a driver, and especially how Jay, he's got a couple different guys, and he's got to correlate each driving style with each person. And props to him because I could never do that. But yeah, me and Jay and Gavin, I bet you we can get a couple more of these. We'll be doing really good. They're really good guys, and I'm excited to race with them.
Well, we're definitely looking forward to seeing that. And before we let you go, Jacob, we're doing a Tulsa Chili Bowl trivia segment where we ask 5 questions plus a bonus question. We're going to see which drivers do the best. It's all about the Chili Bowl and the Tulsa surrounding areas. So, yeah, whenever you're ready, I'll shoot them off to you.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, we're ready.
All right. The first question's pretty easy. Who won the Chili Bowl Nationals last year?
Last year, Larson.
Okay. Why do they call the statue the Golden Driller?
I couldn't even tell you. Probably because Tulsa and for drilling for oil, isn't it?
There you go.
Okay.
2 for 2. Third question is, what year was the first Chili Bowl Nationals?
Wow. 1980. Am I close?
Can't say.
I'm going to say 84. I'm going to say 84.
So we've had 1983, 1983, and now 1984. It's 1987 is the correct answer.
Okay, well, I'm the closest so far, so I'll take
Yeah,
it.
closest out going over, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Which driver has the most Chili Bowl wins? And it's just the Chili Bowl, not Tulsa Shootout included.
So, well, Larson's got, what, 3 or 2? CV's got 2. Isn't it Kevin Swindell or Sammy Swindell?
Here's your final answer.
Damn, I'll go with Kevin.
Correct answer is Sammy Swindell.
Yeah, it was one or the other.
That's
Yeah.
exactly what Zach. That's exactly what Zach WIGAL did. Exactly.
Yeah, it was one or the other. Both of them, because they got like 5, don't they?
Sammy's got 5. Kevin's got 4.
Yeah.
All right. The 5th question is what is the nickname of the University of Tulsa? It's 2 blocks from the Expo Center, and we're looking what the mascot is.
Yeah, I focus on racing, not school. Yeah, you got nothing from me.
They are the Golden Hurricanes.
The what?
The Golden Hurricanes.
Yeah. Nope. That wasn't even in my brain.
All right, the last bonus question here, and this is always played every year during this time. I think if you look at the Spotify charts, it's like #1 trending just because of Tulsa. But who sang the song Tulsa Time?
I listened to 4 songs around this time, and it's because of Chili Bowl, and it ain't one that they play a lot.
It is Don Williams. He sings Tulsa Time.
I have no idea.
No, it's before all of our times, but you'll be hearing that song a lot.
Yeah, if it's before your time, it's definitely before my time, John.
Yeah, funny guy. All right, dude. We appreciate you coming on, and good luck next week. Obviously, we're going to be cheering for you, and be seeing you on Sunday.
Yeah, I'm excited. Can't wait to be down there.